Today's MMA world is on fire. We've got chaos, controversy, and callouts. Ilia Topuria took shots and threatened both Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev. Islam didn't take long to fire back either. Let's get into it. In an interview released by a Spanish channel, Ilia spoke on Islam and Charles. Here's what Ilia said. First of all, I'd like to thank Charles for accepting the challenge, something Islam didn't do. Now Charles has to pay the price for Islam. Honestly, I feel really sorry for Charles, but at the end of the day, it's my job.
Charles Oliveira has the most submissions in the UFC, and you said you want to submit Makhachev. Do you want to double down and submit Oliveira?
I don't know. With Oliveira, the truth is, whatever is least painful for him, that's what I will do, because I like him a lot. After these fiery words from the undefeated Georgian, the former lightweight champ Islam Makhachev fired back on Twitter saying, "Difference between me and you, that I clean top list in my division, moved to next, but you ran away from two contenders who had consecutive 5-9 wins in featherweight division. You are nobody in the lightweight division, just a big mouth from Spain with nice haircut. Go get one W and we can talk, boy." It didn't take long for Topuria to respond. "The difference between you and me is that I am a man and you are a coward. I speak and fight. You talk and hide. Run away far, leaving no trace. You're a little punk." Ilia also opened the door to a move up to welterweight, and he's not playing. He made it clear that if the fans are behind it and there's a champion worth chasing, he's all in. El Matador says it's all about entertaining the people, but he's also fueled by real challenges. He's not just throwing it out there either, he's serious. If the right opportunity shows up, he's ready to step up, but he didn't miss out on a chance to take a shot at Islam again. He said, quote, "If someone wants to talk, they better be ready to back it up. No room for excuses, just action." End quote. Luke Thomas reacts to Khamzat Chimaev finally getting his title shot against Dricus du Plessis, which is a wild stylistic clash, a massive stakes matchup, and a long overdue title shot for one of the most dangerous men in the sport. After years of wrecking everyone in front of him, from Kamaru Usman to Robert Whittaker, Khamzat is finally getting his shot at the gold. But it hasn't come easy. He's been haunted by health issues and brutal weight cuts that derailed his momentum more than once. The question now is, can he make it to fight night? Because if he does, the division better be ready. Du Plessis, meanwhile, is on an absolute tear. He shocked the world by dismantling Israel Adesanya, then followed it up with a dominant, if not the most entertaining, win over Sean Strickland in his first 2 title defenses. Now he's heading into his 3rd defense, riding high with momentum and a style that drains and breaks opponents over time. The matchup is electric. DDP's relentless pace, unorthodox striking, and iron will versus Chimaev's explosive wrestling, fight-ending power, and raw aggression. But all eyes are also on Khamzat's condition. His health has been a lingering issue over the past few years, from COVID-related complications to constant pullout rumors. The hope is that this time he makes it to the cage, healthy and ready.
Khamzat, one of the most electrifying talents in all of MMA, certainly in that middleweight division, against DDP, a guy who I think we've come to understand is something of a cold-blooded fighter. And you know, people call him a donk and goofy and all this stuff, but his style has been effective. He's a physical tank. He finds ways to win, undefeated in terms of this. His UFC run itself is he hasn't lost inside the octagon. That's the point I'm trying to make. I mean, this is easily one of the best fights UFC could make, easily the best fight you could make at middleweight. Certainly no question about that. And just a guy in DDP who's in his absolute prime, going up against a guy in Khamzat who's been something of almost a what if, something of a wild card. We weren't even sure he could get into the United States. Obviously, now he can get into the United States, which is a whole other topic. But for the purposes of just talking about the card and the fight itself, here you're going to get him. So you're going to be able to put him in pay-per-view in North America, which is going to be really, really big and important.
MMA fans are shocked after new footage emerged of Khamzat Chimaev discussing his upcoming fight against Dricus du Plessis, and it's not the Khamzat people are used to seeing. Known for his fiery confidence and relentless energy, Chimaev usually carries an intensity that makes his opponents doubt themselves, but this time something seemed different. In an exclusive interview with Adam Zuba, Khamzat was asked whether he'd steamroll DDP in the first round, a setup that usually unleashes vintage smesh bravado, but instead of turning it up, he seemed unsure. There was hesitation, a strange tone, even a hint of disinterest, like the hunger wasn't there. Fans quickly noticed the shift. His eyes didn't carry that same intensity, and his demeanor felt almost disconnected, as if the pressure, or perhaps his well-documented health issues, are finally starting to catch up. Social media lit up with speculation. This isn't the Khamzat we know, some fans wrote. Others questioned whether he's mentally checked out or just masking something deeper. Whatever the case, it's clear. This isn't the same Chimaev who threatened to destroy and dominate. With UFC 319 getting closer, the fight just got more intriguing, and maybe a little more concerning for Khamzat's diehard supporters. Here's how the interview looked like. Well, in the early rounds, even though the guy isn't technical, he's still strong, so it's always going to be tough against someone like that.
Khamzat in the past used to call everyone out and make headlines every week, but lately you've gone quiet. What changed?
Look, man, if someone else got thrown into the position I'm in now, they'd lose their mind. The hate, the pressure, the highs and lows, it all adds up. Life happens. Back then, when I was calling people out, everyone said I was showing off. But now when someone calls me out, suddenly it's, he might beat Khamzat. So when they do it, it's normal. But when I do it, I'm the problem. It's like people mistake quiet for weakness. But it's not that. I show kindness when it's needed and toughness when it's time. I'm not here to please anyone. I just find it funny. When someone calls me out, they say it's just part of the sport. But when I do the same, it causes a storm. Chael Sonnen doesn't buy into the narrative that Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. In fact, he believes the fight is inevitable. In his latest YouTube rant, the outspoken former title challenger claimed that Jones hasn't made the kind of money that allows him to just walk away from the game. According to Chael, there's no evidence that Jones is refusing the fight, and if anything, the choice is simple. Fight Aspinall, or don't fight at all. Sonnen made it clear this isn't about strategy or leverage, it's about necessity. In his view, Jon is still chasing paydays and isn't in a financial position to retire just yet. And with Aspinall standing as the only realistic option, Chael expects that fight to happen, whether Jones likes it or not. This situation is becoming increasingly frustrating, and now it's officially historic for all the wrong reasons. After defending his interim title against Curtis Blades last summer, Aspinall's extended layoff has earned him an unwanted UFC record, the longest reigning interim champion in UFC history. Late last month, Aspinall surpassed Renan Barão's previous record of 534 days, a milestone that says more about matchmaking delays than personal accomplishment. Unsurprisingly, he wasn't too pleased when the topic came up during a recent YouTube video with Demetrius Johnson. Aspinall admitted that while holding the interim belt is an honor, this kind of record isn't exactly one to celebrate, especially when his goal all along was to unify the title and become the undisputed heavyweight king. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.